Hall of Famer. This is the Miller's Edge.
And welcome into this Friday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Hope everybody is doing well. It's a free-for-all Friday, meaning we're looking to go everywhere and anywhere. Really, Chase, yesterday could have really been a free-for-all Friday. That was very interesting. Thanks to Tia, who always gives us great topics. But we went from the whole recruiting thing, the parents' influence on stuff. Then it segued into Jaden Daniels and his mother, that whole dynamic. But you talk about some good conversation, some good back and forth. That was good. Like you mentioned earlier, comment section was entertaining. Good to see everybody's responses. So again, when I mentioned comment section, I'm referring to our YouTube stream comment section because again, we have started streaming live on YouTube again. So if you guys want to watch me do the show, if you guys would like to see the presentations and things that we put up on the screen, no, not like a class presentation. Don't get scared by that. But you get what I'm saying. We're watching clips or listening to interviews, stuff like that. You actually can see the visuals. Check us out on YouTube again at The Miller's Edge. We stream live Monday through Friday, 11 to 1, same time we do the show, all that good stuff. You guys know the drill. Just like you know the drill about the Good Feet store, improving the quality of people's lives 2 feet at a time, clinically proven in just 4 short weeks to knock out any type of pain, whether it's foot pain, knee pain, back pain, you name it. They will take care of it. I was dealing with a lot of pain. I've told you guys about my jumper's knee, my quad tendonitis. It was killing me. I couldn't run the way I wanted to. I got into running, especially just like around the neighborhood and stuff like that. But I was being held back by that quad tendonitis really bad. And, once I found the Good Feet store, stumbled across them and their arch supports, it completely helped me get rid of that pain, alleviate it, eliminate it. And I'm back to being able to do all that stuff pain-free. So if you're anybody that's dealing with pain, which I know there's people out there dealing with, everybody deals with some type of pain, whether it's in your feet, your ankles, your hips, your knees, lower back, you name it. You got to check out the Good Feet store. The good thing is try before you buy. Nothing to lose. You can't, you can't lose anything, right? You go in there, you just try them out completely free, and they give you the whole deal, how they work, all that good stuff. Let you, try them on, walk around, and trust me, you'll walk away very happy. And I'm telling you, if you let them work on you 4 weeks in, man, you'll see all that pain and inflammation just start going away. And I'm telling you, they are game changers. Goodfeet.com is where you can go to their website, find more information, find the nearest location to you. Here in Tuscaloosa, you got one in Midtown Village, right off McFarland Boulevard. You can't miss it, but they are nationwide. They're opening up stores left and right. Why? Because they're so successful. I'm telling you, these things are game changers. But their website, you can see right here, type in your zip code, postal code, and they'll show you the nearest location to you. Again, that is the Good Feet store. Improving the quality of people's lives 2 feet at a time. Chase, free for all Friday. So we're going to talk about a number of things. I'm looking at some of the, the clips that I've had, bookmark. That's what I like to do, man. That's typically how we find some good stuff to talk about, right? That's one of the good things about social media. You just, scroll and you just see clips of stuff. I don't know if I mentioned this just yet, but really cool thing that has come up, Chase. Chris Stewart has now started a podcast with 2 former Alabama legends, A.J. McCarron, Trent Richardson. It's called The Dynasty, and this is shameless plug, right? I hadn't even talked to them about this, but I wanted to shout them out because I thought it was really interesting, really good stuff. Obviously, we all know Chris and his voice and the great job he does calling games, football, basketball, the good stuff here at the University of Alabama. But seeing him kind of, be that host for these 2 legends and letting them kind of, share their thoughts on stuff, it looks like it's going to be really good. I think they've only dropped like 1 episode so far, but bring that up because they were talking a little bit in a clip that they had posted about what it takes to really support an inexperienced quarterback. And quick little tease, it's pretty much what I've been talking about in terms of the things that you can do. So I wanted to play that clip. We'll probably hear about that, talk a little bit about that. Always nice hearing other perspectives. You guys know how we roll. We like listening to others. Plus some NIL stuff coming back up. I've been seeing some crazy stuff, Chase. In terms of these figures, I know we talked about the madness of the 20 bands a month for some of these high schoolers just to be committed. But in terms of some of these actual NIL deals with some of these players, and I'm not even talking about football, man, some of these numbers I'm seeing, Chase, are insane. Not to mention NIL and basketball, the numbers that are rumored about the big name that we heard coming back, here in Tuscaloosa, LeBaron Philon again. I hate pocket watching, Chase. I don't want to seem like a pocket watcher, but we like discuss. It's all good discussion. Chase, have you heard or seen any of these numbers that they, I guess, rumored to have? I don't want to say, oh, they rumored to be paying him, but that he's rumored to make for coming back, for making that decision to come back. Have you seen any of that stuff yet, or no?
I've heard rumblings about it, but yeah, I heard it's a big number.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big number, Chase. I mean, it's bigger than any number I've seen in football. Are those the type of numbers that you were seeing too? Like that type of big?
Yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah, I want to dive into that because I'm really intrigued by that. Number one, too. I'm just gonna have to do some homework and ask around a little bit because I'm kind of like, part of me is like, the smart part of me is like, don't believe everything you see on the internet. Like, clearly we know that has to be a little, I don't know, exaggerated, I'd imagine. I mean, because the number I saw was like big money. But could be true. I don't know. But the other part of me is like, who knows? I mean, we know that this business is pretty nuts, man. And people are willing to go to some extreme measures to get the guys that they want, to hopefully have the success that they're looking forward to having. So I don't know. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about that. Plus, another podcast clip I saw, it involved J.C. Latham. I don't know if have you ever watched Bussin' with the Boys, Will Compton, and what's the other dude's name? I should know it. Taylor Lewan, right? I was about to say, I'm rocking my mustache, which I'm surprised. Nobody said anything, Chase. That actually caught me off guard. Nobody made a comment about it. Remember, last week, before I went to the stash, right? I was just growing out the beard, right? Q was making a comment about the stash, playing around, so I need to donate something to Coach DeBoer, or whatever he said. Then I was like, you know what? I'm about to actually go to the stash, right? I pulled up the picture online, playing around. Nobody said anything, so maybe they're getting back used to it. I don't know, Chase, but I was surprised. I thought Tia or Q would have made a comment by now, but they didn't. So I guess they're rocking with it. I guess they were just pump faking when they initially said something. But anyway, this Bustin' with the Boys clip, Chase, was really interesting. Because J.C. Latham on there talking about his experiences, but the cool thing was he's talking about his matchup with Will Anderson, and obviously those guys had a lot of battles back in college, right? I mean, they played against each other every day, or practiced against each other, I should say. But then he was talking about how when he got to the NFL level and had to face him again, his expectations going into it was like, oh yeah, I played against Will all my college career, man. This would be a good matchup, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm straight. And then how reality was when he actually went against him, and seeing the evolution of Will Anderson now that he's had that experience. And again, I don't want to sit here and sound like that's what I was saying, but he talks about how Will Anderson has improved and things that he's gotten so much better at. And not to sound like I told you so, but it was a lot of things I was saying when Will was coming out that, from a pass rushing perspective, to be fair, Will was a very raw prospect. As good as he was in college, Will did not use a whole bunch of moves. He wasn't the most technical guy. Dude was just running through your face. He was physical as hell, explosive as hell, and he was just making plays off natural ability. But anybody that understands, the game of football and pass rush ability especially, you could sit there and watch him like, man, that dude just went for 17 and a half sacks and had all that production. Not even, really working true pass rush stuff, right? I mean, yeah, he was sprinkling, some different things here and there, but you could tell his game was not refined in that area by any means. And that was one of the most impressive things I always said about him. And anytime people asked him about him all the time, obviously, because I played edge, I would always say that. I'm like, man, this dude, once he really learns that stuff, is going to be on a different level. And so now you hear a starting NFL tackle talk about some of that. So matter of fact, why don't we just start there, Chase? We got a few minutes where we hit this break anyways. I'm going to go ahead and pull this clip up. So this is J.C. Latham sitting down with Taylor Lewan, Will Compton on Bussin' with the Boys. And he's talking about his matchup with Will Anderson. First time they really matched up in the NFL. And he gives details on expectations versus the reality of that. So this is what he had to say on that podcast.
Will was probably the only guy who can practice just like the game, like unconsciously. So like going against him, I was like, okay, I know I can block this guy in the game. Like I've blocked him well enough in practice. And I get to the NFL and everybody's making it like a really big deal. Like, hey, you're going against Will. Do you think you can block it? And I'm like, absolutely. Like he can show you the tape. I have the tape. I have the money from it. You know what I mean? And we get to the game, and that's when I was like, yeah, this motherfucker's gotten so much better. Like he always had a Katie for like going one with the ball, like coming off with the ball. And he wasn't as good as he is now compared to college because like he would get flat for it, you know. But in the league, like he's mastered that so much. He uses his hand at the top of the rush so much better. He has a lot more counters that he does now than he did in college. He's not just trying to bully the lineman. Like he's learning how to get around them. He's learning how to pursue, use the right angles, the five line and all that. So yeah, that's what I was like, yeah, this motherfucker. It's like,
yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
Who got the better of who last year?
Oh, he definitely got the better for sure. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it or whatever case may be. Like he had a sack.
Yeah. So I just thought it was interesting. I when I was listening to that, because I'm like, that's cool to hear, you know, his former teammate, but now starting offensive lineman for the Tennessee Titans talk about that, because like I mentioned earlier, that was what I used to explain about Will, man, that I don't know a lot of people really understood, because you know, they just see him just in the backfield 24/7. They see him, you know, making all these plays. And technically, yes, you know, the bull rush, that is a move that you can use. Obviously, I mean, it's very effective for him, depending on your skill set. But I always said that, I'm like, man, when this dude really learns the art of pass rush and really learns, you know, the technical side of things, which that was my whole thing, Chase. Like, hell, I wish I had the physical traits that he had in terms of the explosive, the strength to do that stuff. But see, I didn't, right? I was lanky, you know, on the, you know, quicker side of things, and I had to learn how to use my length and my speed and really, you know, my hand combat to get success, right? To have success, because again, I lacked in the strength area. So what did I do? I learned that technique, and that was one thing. I mean, even you know, to this day, like anytime I'm up there, I mean, like I was just talking with you know, Christian Robertson, outside linebacker coach, not long ago. I think it was around A-Day, and he was saying like how they have a lot of cut ups of, like, you know, basically when I was here, well, not just me, I mean Tim Williams, guys like that too, but they always talk about that, like from the technical side of things, because that was one thing that I did really well, was my technique. And but anyway, I always looked at Will and I'm like, man, I just can't wait till he really gets that part of his game sharpened, because it's going to be scary. And now, obviously, we see it, and that's why he's having so much success in the NFL. But also, it's cool just to hear that story from his former teammates. So anyway, I thought that was cool to bring up. Sorry for the language. I forgot that there was a little bit of little color in there, but it's all good. We've probably heard that before. All right, we got to hit a timeout. We come back. We keep on rolling again. It is a free-for-all Friday. We want to talk with you guys. 205-342-9904. Don't be scared. Hit us up on the phone lines. Love to talk to you guys. Had a nice day on the phone lines yesterday. It was pretty busy, so feel free to circle back. Let's do it again. You can always hit us up on that app inbox as well. If you got any questions, comments, or concerns that you want us to touch on, go ahead and drop that in that app inbox. The app is completely free. Apple App Store, Google Play Store, all that stuff. Plus, if you're here live on our YouTube chat, you can always drop those comments there, and we'll discuss it on air right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Art Sport Experts. Quick timeout. We'll be right back.
Don't buy your new or pre-owned Mercedes-Benz from anywhere other than Mercedes-Benz of Tuscaloosa. Their local team provides a 5-star buying experience and 5-star service. Shop local, MercedesofTuscaloosa.com, or go see them at 3200 Skyland Boulevard East, Tuscaloosa.
Hi, I'm John Poole.
And I'm Krista Poole, inviting you to the most anticipated event of the season, our anniversary sale at Hudson Poole Fine Jewelers.
And this year it's even...
My bad, Chase, about the language on there. I completely forgot that was on there. He kind of mumbled it, though. It wasn't too bad. Excuse me. I need Stanley to sponsor me. I'm always chugging off this Stanley on here. Let's see. Oh, I need to share this on Twitter. Excuse me. Oh, I don't know what's the water or something. All right.
For everything Dad is, find the perfect gift at the Home Depot. Subject to availability, see homedepot.com/delivery for more details.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the GPS directions first before driving to the mall.
Turn right at the light. In 1,000 miles, you will reach Montreal.
Not Montreal, the mall.
Recalculating. 6,000 miles to Nepal.
No, the mall.
Checking first is smart.
Recalculating.
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
From our home base in Birmingham, Alabama, we are here
treating patients from every generation
across the United States
and from around the world. We're here for the rookies and the dreamers, trying to make a name for themselves.
We are here for the achievers,
who are resilient
and won't take no for an answer. We're here for the coaches,
athletic trainers, and mentors
who are shaping the next generation of legends. We are here for you, aggressively pursuing
victory over injury.
Learn more at andrewsportsmedicine.com.
Accidents happen, and when they do, make sure you've got the right person in your corner. If you've been in a wreck with a vehicle that has a logo on it, you've got to call Stephen Mesrano at 205-800-8000. Mesrano has won cases that have changed laws in Alabama, and Mesrano has secured large verdicts and settlements for his clients. Remember M for money and Mesrano.
If it has a logo on it, call me, 205-800-8000.
With Taco Casa, it's not really fast food because it's made fresh every day in the store. The quality hasn't changed. The consistency hasn't changed because we haven't changed anything in the food. It's made fresh every morning in every restaurant. I think buzzwords in today's food industry are locally sourced and high quality ingredients. We want to say, that sounds great. We've been doing that since 1974. Under the biggest cactus in town, Taco Casa.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free.
I went hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins.
Join the millions of people who are celebrating going hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. Footwear you just step into and they're on.
It's crazy how something as simple as a pair of shoes have made my life better.
After trying Skechers Slip-ins, I want all my shoes to have this technology.
See what everybody can't stop talking about. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
The Peace Lily is so last year. Hey, has anyone worked with fiddlenecks?
Shelby's popular flower shop is in full bloom.
We just got a request for an arrangement that evokes air. Who's up for that challenge? No?
She needs to hire a floral designer to nip foliage faux pas in the bud.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our advanced matching helps find talented candidates so you can connect with them fast. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
From our home base in Birmingham, Alabama, we are here
treating patients from every generation
across the United States
and from around the world. We're here for the rookies and the dreamers, trying to make a name for themselves.
We are here for the achievers,
who are resilient
and won't take no for an answer. We're here for the coaches,
athletic trainers, and mentors
who are shaping the next generation of legends. We are here for you, aggressively pursuing
victory over injury.
Learn more at andrewsportsmedicine.com.
Townsend Nissan will wow you with offers like this. Up to $4,000 in rebates or 0% for up to 60 months on the all-new 2025 Pathfinder V6 SUVs. We have over 25 in stock. Oh, you want more? Up to $6,000 in rebates on the 2025 V6 Frontiers. And yes, Townsend Nissan has over 20 in stock and ready to roll. And yes, all models are tariff-free. We have 5 models that are under $30,000. Altima, Sentra, Rogue, Versa, and the hot new 2025 Kicks. Shop Townsend Nissan.
When shopping for a new car, you have options. At Mercedes-Benz of Tuscaloosa, they treat their customers like friends and neighbors. Trust them to provide the best advice, pricing, and exceptional customer service. The Mercedes-Benz name is recognized for its quality. You will find an impressive selection of new Mercedes-Benz cars at their dealership. They have over 100 new models in stock, with more than 60 pre-owned vehicles available. Visit them at 3200 Skyland Boulevard East, Tuscaloosa, or check out their inventory online at mercedesoftuscaloosa.com.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Sky partially sunny this afternoon. The high today 78. Tonight mostly fair and pleasant. The low 57. And the weekend looks good. Mostly sunny tomorrow and Sunday. Highs in the low to mid 80s between 80 and 83 degrees. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 75 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
This is Miller's Edge on Tide 100.9.
And welcome back into this free-for-all Friday edition of Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Hope everybody is doing well. All right, let's got a few little notes here to hit that I forgot to hit in the opening segment. Well, busy weekend here for Alabama football. I mentioned earlier in the week that workouts have started. Summer program has started. These guys are back getting after it, but that also means that recruiting and all that stuff is taking place. So, excuse me, it's going to be a busy summer here in Tuscaloosa kicking off this weekend. You've got a weekend filled with visitors, official visitors. Chase filled me in on this list of recruits that you got coming in. I'll be honest, I don't know a whole bunch of them, but sorry, my nose, I had to clear my nose for a second. But I do see, Chase, one name on here that stands out. And that's because our buddy Pat has been calling and talking about this guy for what feels like a century. But the Jet Tamala guy will be here, quarterback that's committed to Iowa State. So hopefully he has a good time. We'll see what comes from that. But looks like you got a number of defensive guys, a couple of defensive linemen, a couple of linebackers, an edge guy. Also got offensive tackle, wide receiver, safety. So there's a number of official visitors that will be here in Tuscaloosa. Again, I don't know a whole bunch about these guys, but if there's anybody you're really interested in, let me know. Send us a message or call us, whatever, and I'll look them up, see if I can watch a little tape on them. But there's that taking place this weekend. My brother will be serving as a DJ or the DJ for really all the events. So I can just tell you they're going to enjoy that part, right? So they're in for a nice surprise there. So I'm sure that'd be cool. I might stop by and go check all that stuff out. They got him doing all type of stuff this weekend, so that'll be fun. Also, baseball plays today in their regional. They take on Miami, and I think that is after the show, so we'll be good here. But good luck to Alabama men's baseball, where they will take on Miami today. All right, Chase, to keep on rolling what we got here in our bookmark section, maybe we'll just start a segment on this, like our Twitter bookmark. I've been keeping up with this Browns whole quarterback situation. I'm sure a lot of people have. I mean, let's just face it. I mean, Shedeur Sanders has really brought a lot of attention to that team, that organization, that quarterback room specifically. And one thing that definitely is something to think about, you got Joe Flacco in that room along with all the other guys. You got Joe Flacco, it's Kenny Pickett, I think, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, Deshaun Watson. So you got 5 guys. But one thing that's really interesting, though, is I forgot about this. Joe Flacco and his whole stance on like the mentorship thing, right? Well, the media tried to bring that whole thing up again. And it is pretty – I mean, think about it. I mean, it makes sense, right? They just drafted 2 young quarterbacks, one of them being – this media sensation. Everybody's focused on him, right? Everybody's saying, oh, he could end up being the starter, all that good stuff. But anyway, so they tried to bring this up. But I want you guys to hear Joe Flacco's response. It's kind of interesting. I want to get your thoughts on it too, Chase. Because the first time this question came up with him, I don't know if you remember, but Chase, it was like he basically saying, I'm not a mentor, right? Like I'm a quarterback in this league. I'm looking to compete for a job, this and that. Like my job is not to mentor these guys. A lot of people were kind of turned off by that comment. Excuse me, which I kind of understood what he was saying. You know what I mean? Like to an extent. Now he didn't have to say it like that. Some things you don't necessarily say, especially in the media. Like, hey man, just talk about it, cool, whatever. But he kind of flat out was like, yeah, I'm not really. That's not my job. I'm not a babysitter, right? They'll figure it out. Blah blah blah. Well, they try to bring it back up now. And that was with was it Baltimore? I think when he had that comment. Maybe I can't remember. Anyway, Well, now he's with Cleveland, so I want you guys to hear his response this time around when the media tried to get him on this question.
It's a talking point. You can kind of like use it because it's a good question to bait somebody into answering, and no matter how they answer it, it kind of makes the guy that's answering it look bad. If I say I don't want to be a mentor, I look bad. If I say I do want to be a mentor, then I look like an idiot that doesn't care about being good and playing football. So it's one of those questions that no matter what I say, you guys can write what you want to write about it. And there's a lot of questions like that. That's why you end up having to try to avoid them. I tend to try to be honest. And I've said I'm not a mentor. I play football. And in a quarterback room, there's a lot of times there's been a ton of times where there's learning experiences. And I have a lot of experience and I can talk on things. And hopefully they listen. But it's not necessarily like my job to like make sure they listen to me. And, hey, like hopefully you have a really good relationship with the guys that are in the room. And you naturally want to do that, but that was a long-winded answer, but that's ultimately why I think you guys ask it, Here's the thing is like, because of what I just said, like you're acting like I wouldn't want to be a mentor. It's like, once again, it's not really about that. It's just not the main focus. I see myself as a guy that can play in this league. So if your main focus was just like, hey, but I'm going to get you ready, you're just not taking care of business. The best way to be a mentor, honestly, is like show people how you go to work, and like I said, hope that they pick up on that stuff, but not necessarily force them to pick up on the things that you do.
Chase, and when you hear that, man, I'll start real quick. I will say, I think that response sounds a lot better than the initial one that he was referencing, that there was all that backlash about, even though like when he breaks it down here, I think it makes a lot more sense for, some people that might have felt an issue with it the first time. Basically what he's saying is like, look, man, there's only so many spots in this league, and as a quarterback, there's only one starting quarterback. If you're not the starter, you're a backup. You're holding a clipboard. That's a fact. And you're not going in unless the guy in front of you is just doing that bad or there's an injury. That's the reality of it. And look, there's probably a reason he's lasted this long in the NFL. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have that competitive mindset. Like, I get what he's saying. Like, if he adapts a mindset like, hey, I'm an old seasoned vet, I'm here to be a mentor, his game is going to potentially be affected. You know what I mean? Because now he's kind of thinking like that, but he don't want to do that. And we're talking about a guy who, Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP. I mean, this guy's a competitor, and yet, former first round pick, 18th overall. I mean, and he might be, how old is he? He's 40 years old, right? He might be on that tail end of his career. He is clearly. But in his eyes, I mean, he wants to compete and he wants to, give it everything he's got until he's done. If, he's mentoring in the process of him competing and trying to win that job, yeah, that's great. But I get what he's saying. It definitely can come off like he's being a tool. But I really just think he's just trying to say, like, look, man, they signed me to play football. They signed me to compete for the starting job. That's my main priority. That's my main focus. I'm not going to put all my energy as if like, oh, I'm here just to mentor, because then I'm not putting my best foot forward to be a starter. And look, a lot of these guys, obviously in this league, I mean, it's about competition. They want to compete. Some guys that are around that age, they just know the reality might be, hey, they've got a young quarterback that they just drafted. He's their guy. They need me to, that's my role. He doesn't feel he's in that situation, nor does it sound like he really wants to be. He clearly wants to compete for this job. Deshaun Watson's still out, recovering from that Achilles injury. And so he's like, oh, I'm going to go out there and compete for this job still. So Chase, when you heard that, I mean, did you think that was a better response than the first time around? Did you still feel like he's coming off kind of like a rear end? I mean, what do you think about that?
I thought it was a great response. He's right. If you say one option, right, you're scolded for, not wanting to help, the draftees and trying to get them better. But if he goes in option B, saying that, I want to help them, he's like, well, why are you there? You're supposed to compete. You're supposed to help the Browns organization really win. So I think Joe Flacco is one of those quarterbacks that unless he retires, he's not going anywhere. He's one of those quarterbacks that can really adapt to being a quarterback. He can be a starter and get you a championship like he did with the Ravens, or he can be a backup, or not backup, but kind of like just trying to help an organization win like he did with the Colts. And now he's doing with the Browns. So I just feel like it was a great response. I think it's just for any quarterback that's kind of in their later careers or just trying to stay in the NFL, that's the model you want to really follow. So I commend Joe. I know it's the media, they can get harsh on you, especially in Cleveland, because they want to win. And, they ask the hardball question. So I get it. But, what do you want Joe to say? Like, he's there to win any means possible.
Yeah, I agree. I think it just shows he's still got the right competitive mindset. And hell, I'd like a guy like that. Now, obviously, I also know that, hey, man, we've got some young quarterbacks that we're hoping are going to be the future. You're a Super Bowl MVP. I mean, you've been in this league damn near 2 decades. We would love for you to mentor in the process of you competing. Obviously, like, that's an expectation, right? Just like when I got drafted to the Panthers, they had signed Bruce Irvin, and we already had Mario Addison. A lot of you probably are familiar with him. He's from Birmingham, a Troy legend, right? Really good football player, man. Played a long time in the National Football League. They already had those 2 guys, but they drafted me and Brian Burns. Brian Burns, the first-round pick, me a fourth-round pick. And we're trying to obviously transition to a more 3-4 style defense. What I'm getting at is, hell, did you think those guys were like, oh, man, they just drafted Burns and C. Mill. We're just going to sit there and just coach those guys up because we know they're the future? Hell no. No, man, them dudes are trying to get paid more. Them dudes are trying to, they're competitors. Now, did they coach us up? Oh, when I screwed up, they were on me all the time. When Burns screwed up, they were on his tail all the time. But in the process of them going out there and being, the best that they could be and competing and being the guys, they knew that, especially Burns being a first-round pick, they knew Burns was going to get a lot of opportunities as well. But they still, when they competed, but they also found ways to mentor in the process. So anyway, I thought that was cool hearing them break that down, but definitely is interesting keeping up with that whole quarterback battle with Shador. A lot of people think he's got a chance. We'll see. All right, we got to take a timeout. We come back. We keep on rolling on this free-for-all Friday edition. I see you guys line up on the phone lines. There we go. I love it. We'll get to that right when we come back right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC.
Go inside the Alabama Crimson Tide with the Gary Harris Show.
Hey, it's Gary Harris. Monday morning at 9 a.m. We will jumpstart the week with the Gary Harris Show. Rodney Orr from TiderInsider.com, Tider Insider TV, Casey Smith on golf, your phone calls, and more. That's the Monday morning edition of the Gary Harris Show.
Catch the Gary Harris Show Monday through Friday, 9 to 11 a.m. on Tide 100.9 and Tide100.9.com.
This Father's Day, help Dad be all he can be with a gift from the Home Depot, because he's not just Dad, he's the handyman of the house, the plumber in a pinch, and the emergency mechanic. Upgrade his gear this Father's Day with the Husky Mechanics 270-piece tool set from the Home Depot. Now on special buy for $119, a $695 value. For every
Hey, Jake, guess what, man? The Alabama Crimson Tide basketball program. We met Nate Oates, remember, in Fairhope, Alabama.
Hey, Coach, man, good to see you. How are you? Big fan of yours.
Sure.
Best looking. My wife thinks you're the best looking coach in sports. Alabama hasn't sent us a box yet.
Great guy. We go up to him, we say, hey, Coach Oates, are you ever going to send us a box? Coach Oates got us a box. I love this guy. You ever see Coach Oates dress? He's one of the best dressed, cool coaches in sports.
The way he talks is like the most, I don't know how you explain it. It's so entertaining, man. And it's just very entertaining. I guess that's the best way to put it.
I mean, they won the SEC title in 2021, 2023. This is Alabama basketball, the place where Robert Big Bob Big Shot Horry went. Remember that guy for the Houston Rockets? Just throwing daggers at people. God. You know, Latrell Sprewell, one of my friends that I've met on the computer, Instagrams and stuff like that. We follow each other. Latrell Sprewell went to Alabama. Woo! Back in the day when I
Hold on. I mean, I want a box. Do I just need to go to Coach Oates and tell him I want a box? What's up, Dr. Crystal? Gerber baby, John Gruden or Chucky. That's funny.
Ooh.
Yeah, John Gruden.
I was Bobby Knight's ball boy. I always wondered what TR stood for. Alabama. A couple years ago, Herb Jones.
I guess he's a big.
So you can
Alabama
hire easier.
basketball
Redeem
fan.
your $75 credit
There's a lot
at
about the guy.
Indeed.com.
Yeah, I want a box.
Lusa weather.
The sky partially sunny this afternoon. The high today 78. Tonight mostly fair and pleasant. The low 57. And the weekend looks good. Mostly sunny tomorrow and Sunday. Highs in the low to mid 80s between 80 and 83 degrees. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 75 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
This is Miller's Edge on Tide 100.9.
And welcome back into this free-for-all Friday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. I promise we're about to get the phone lines. We got our friends lining up on there. But we only got a few minutes till we hit this top hour break. So rightfully so, I'm going to wait until we come back from that. That way you guys have plenty of time. So just give me 5 minutes and we're going to come to you here in a second. In the meantime, wow. In the meantime, we had watched this quick little clip on X over here on the YouTube stream of John Gruden. I guess he had posted here, and you guys can see on the YouTube stream, he had met Nate Oates at a golf tournament or something like that. And I guess he's a big fan of Nate Oates. His wife definitely is. He mentioned that his wife thinks he's, matter of fact, I'll just play this part. You can hear it.
How are you? Big fan of yours. Sure. Well, best looking. My wife thinks you're the best looking coach in sports.
Oh, there you go. So his wife thinks he's the best looking coach in sports. Anyway, so I guess John Gruden is a big fan of Alabama men's basketball. Asked him to send him a box. I know you guys have seen these clips of John Gruden unboxing all this apparel. Chase, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm pretty jealous. I mean, Coach Oates and that I guess equipment department over there in men's basketball. I mean, they sent this dude dude, I was skipping through the video and it just was like, shirt after shirt, hat, accessory. I mean, like it was a lot, but I didn't realize he's a big fan. I want to read this card though that he received with it. Let's see what I guess they said on the card that they sent him.
There's a note. I'll end with this. Coach Gruden, it was great meeting you at the Senior Bowl function. Here's some Alabama gear for you. Make sure you rep the Tide down there in Tampa, and I look forward to catching up with you from Nate Oates. Nate Oates, you're the best dressed coach. You're one of the coolest coaches. And not only that, technically, you are one hell of a coach. Roll Tide, baby.
Wow. Okay. So that was John Gruden. Very ecstatic there. Now, obviously, we played the clip. Wait, what is he doing here? Hold on. He's got a basketball. Let's see this real quick. I don't know what's going on.
3 seconds left. Robert Horry. 2, 1. Game over.
Okay. So he's a big Robert Horry fan. We've learned that. He kept mentioning him. He mentioned Herb Jones as well. Now he's got his gear on, Chase. Let's see what.
Go Bosco. You don't get any of this. I'm working on my hip rehab, working on my lateral quickness. I'm like Herb Jones, Alabama basketball. Rico Bosco. You don't get none of this. It's all mine, baby. Roll Tide.
Oh, my goodness.
When Alabama beat us 42-14 when I was at Tennessee, this is all I heard. Every time they got a first down, touchdown. I learned to like this song. Let's go, Alabama basketball. Nate Oates. I would like to listen to this all day.
Well, you don't know the lyrics, but good enough. He's a fan. Chase, are we rocking with John Gruden being a Bama fan, at least Bama men's basketball? Are we rocking with that?
I like it. He one person he reminded me of, Christian. Do you ever see that movie, the dodgeball movie with Vince Vaughn?
Yeah.
Ben Stiller. That's what came to mind, man. I was like, what the?
Dude, I had a teammate. It was like my best friend, Gussie Bush, man. Shout out to Gussie. He walked on here, but if the last name sounds familiar, I need to get Gussie on the show, man. Gussie does one hell of a Gruden impression, man. Spider 2 white banana, man. That whole thing. But if Gussie's last name sounds familiar, it's because he comes from the Bush family, right? Like literally, like Anheuser-Busch, like the beer. But anyway, I don't know if you guys knew that, but fun fact, man. So yeah, so Gussie's like the great grandson of Adolphus Bush, who invented Anheuser-Busch. So I'm sure we have a bunch of listeners out there that are probably a fan of that. Well, I don't know if you guys knew, but his great grandson played football here. And then he ended up transferring to SMU, I think, one of his last years. But great dude, man. Love Gussie, man. That dude was like my best friend. And anyway, he used to have this amazing John Gruden impression. But anyway, obviously there's there's a little stuff. Some people aren't the biggest fan of John Gruden. He's kind of had some controversial stuff here and there. But I will say, man, outside of that, he's a heck of a football coach, knows ball, but just the whole his personality, you can't lie. It is funny, man. At least to me. Like just the way he talks, the whole football. The dude eats, sleeps, and breathes. He's a football meathead, man. But obviously, he's also an Alabama basketball meathead. Loves Nate Oates in the program. He loves Robert Horry and Herb Jones, man. He kept saying, he mentioned their names like twice, 3 times a piece. So anyway, that being said, let's hit the top of the hour break. We got KJ coming up next. Really interested what he's got to say. If I had to guess, not a big John Gruden fan. I would put a lot of money that he's not a big John Gruden fan. We got Tommy after that. We got Dr. Crystal here. I'm going to see what she's got to say. Maybe we'll discuss some of that too in between or after those phone calls, and we'll keep on rolling on this free-for-all Friday edition of the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Art Sport Experts. Quick timeout. We'll be right back.
WTBC Tusk.
Not a fan of Gruden, Dr. Crystal? I mean, he definitely. I get it. I can't help it, but I just can't help but laugh, man. Dude he's definitely a character. I was listening now I think about it. I was listening to it was Josh Jacobs. Matter of fact, we all were. We played it on the show. We were listening to that Josh Jacobs interview with what was it? The Pivot? Maybe the Pivot. Wait, yeah, I think it was the Pivot. Anyway, Josh Jacobs interview, but he was talking about Gruden. Believe it or not, he actually said, he sounded like he would have gone to war for him. But it was interesting because I think at early on, maybe he went. Somebody was like he initially didn't have the best things to say about him, but on that interview, he made it seem like he was one of his favorite coaches. Lame as hell. Maybe I'm tripping. What did he get? Did he make a racial comment? Is that what that is? I'm pretty sure that's what that might have been. Wait, yeah, what did happen? Maybe because he resigned over some emails or something. Yeah, what did he say though? Obviously, I'm not going to say it here. If you can't do that clearly, but wait, he resigned. But what was in the emails though? I'm really curious. Let's see. Confirms that the fight against racism, racist tropes, intolerance is not over. Wait, let me see. What was the email? How did they get it? Did he get like hacked or something? I'm trying to figure out. I forgot this whole story. after he made racist, homophobic, and 7-year period. Goodness. Ending in early 2018. Oh, they're collected during an investigation to workplace misconduct within the Washington football franchise. Okay, so it was. Okay.
With the proven track.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely clearly don't condone any of that crap, but that's interesting.
This afternoon, the high today 78. Tonight, mostly fair and pleasant, the low 57. And the weekend looks good.
Jesus Christ, dude. Did he actually?
Highs in the low to mid 80s between 80 and 83
Jesus
degrees.
Christ,
I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 76 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
This is Miller's Edge on Tide 100.9.
And welcome back into this Free for All Friday edition of Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. All right, well, dang, I probably should have looked in a little bit more to some of those emails, man. I didn't know he's that's kind of crazy what he said. But I will say this, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just the type of person. I believe in just forgiving people and knowing that nobody's perfect. And while I clearly don't condone any behavior or anything like that by any stretch, I've just learned, man, we live in a world that people are going to do things like that. And at the end of the day, I mean, you can't control it. You can just control your response. And I know that people also can change. So that's, I mean, he definitely probably said some things, not probably did in those emails that was, shouldn't have been said. But, I just pray that he's changed his view on a lot of that stuff. And I still find just the way he talks stuff funny. But yeah, no, that's not cool. But anyway, excuse me, let's go to the phone lines. 205-342-9904 is the number. KJ, you're up first. Welcome in.
What up?
You a John Gruden fan? Let me take a guess. No.
I don't know enough to not. Only thing I know him for is the emails, and then him just winning. Like, I don't know what he's doing now. Like, if he's trying to be some type of like caricature clown, or like, I don't know. Like, bro.
Well, he's on Barstool, so he signed. Yeah, no, he was a heck of a coach, man, and he signed with Barstool to do a lot of like podcast stuff. They've got like his quarterback class thing. Like, he was doing that, when he was working with the network and stuff. But anyway, I think Barstool signed him. Obviously, we all know Dave Portnoy, man. He's got a lot of money. They brought him on board, but I think he's trying to like put on like this not image, but like, you know what I mean? Like, he's acting real goofy
or something. Yeah. Like the bootleg Pat McAfee.
Bootleg Pat McAfee. Well, no, they would have to open the door. Someone had to open the door to let him coach. I mean, I think the email thing kind of, I don't know. His days of coaching the NFL, I don't know how that's going to get.
We'll go to college, like, you know what I mean. You can
but think about how think about how recruiting would work when obviously we know a lot of the backgrounds of a lot of these young men getting recruited.
Drop a bag, they'll overlook it.
Maybe, but some people. Dr. Crystal just put in the chat one of the things he said, and it's so out of pocket. I mean, he basically compared the lips of he compared the lips of someone to like Michelin tires. Is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
But why what goes through your mind to like go through like that's
I'm not laughing at that. I'm just like, that's just the craziest thing. That sounds like something like young kids would say when they're like janking on each other.
Some people just have hate with full in their heart. Like, what makes you go through that like process to, I don't know. I believe in God is only judge, and I let God be the judge of people. But anyway, I want to talk about scouting and because you said you and your brother may be up there, and I know Pat's probably going to call in with his recruiting. So this is what I want you to scout when you and your brother go there. Look for any available moms that are
Hey,
that got like really
cut it
good
out.
prospects.
Cut it out.
And I
Cut
mean,
it
like,
out.
I'm talking about the ones that are, you know what I mean? I need
Wait,
some NIL money.
hold on. You just say look for single-looking moms so you can
Single moms.
get NIL money from them?
Yeah.
So you're trying to
I'm
funnel
gonna
the
get
NIL money from the kid to the single
I'm gonna
parent to
get
you.
stuck at it. Yep. Everybody's
Yeah, I'm gonna
busy,
pray
man,
for you,
so
man.
why not me?
You
Me
got
too.
problems,
Pray
man.
for the agents that are taking the money. Why are you praying for them? Don't pray for
Brother,
me. Pray for the agents that are
but
promising these people
to
everything.
try to
Like,
court
what?
one of their mothers, bro, that's
They're getting love. They don't get anything out of the agents. The agents just take the money. Like, what? Come on, man.
bro.
At least they get a companion.
You have lost your marbles, man. You first of all, my brother's definitely up there because he's playing, DJing all the events and stuff. I might and he's because he's gonna be busy doing a great job with that.
If something come across there that make you look, he might give a little beat on that DJ set.
No. Dude, come on, man. Like, bro,
I'm
listen.
dead serious. I'm so serious.
I'm sure you are, but let me tell you, I mean, no, because now I'm not even going to say that right now. Let's just no.
Because we already got to take it from the coach. We already got it. The coaches are already out.
Nope. See, and then now you're starting to go down that path that nope, we're not doing that. Nope. Because I intentionally avoided that one. I swerved around that. But yes.
Y'all just look out for me, man. That's all I'm saying. That's who I'm scouting. Bump the players. So where are their mamas? Let's see how their mamas look. Let's see the 5-star prospects.
Chase, you know how you prayed for some good results for my dog's vet visit. Can you please put in your prayer box, Chase?
I'm already contacting Church of the Highlands right now. Don't worry.
Thank you, Chase. Thank you so much.
Hey, you got a girlfriend, Case, you got a girlfriend, so you can help me do the rankings. You can be like, "Hey, honey, this is nothing."
Sir, do you what? What? No, don't put me in that conversation.
You trying to get him in a very bad situation this weekend. You better stop, KJ. Leave Chase.
I said he can help me with the rankings. You know that he said, "Hey, man, I'm having
the rankings." What football rankings? Yeah. We're good with that. Yep, football rankings.
Parental rankings. We're gonna call it parental rankings. We're gonna see how they are in all aspects of being a mom.
Jesus Christ, man. Wait, hold on. Speaking of that, I don't think we heard from you. Jaden Daniels' mom situation. That was like a big topic we had going on here. No, I'm curious.
That was wild for that comment about she needs to set her mouth. That was insane. You can't tell me that was utterly ridiculous. But, this is how I feel about that. I don't know, man. Like I grew up with my like. All right, I can use me for an example. My mom, doesn't do it, but my grandmother has a degree in accounting. And my grandmother, when I needed an accountant, I was paying for an accountant. But when my grandmother had a degree, I'm like, it would make sense. But do I really want her to look at all my transactions? So, it was a tough thing, but I ended up letting her do it because I knew she had my best interest at heart. So I don't have a problem with the dude. Like, I think people are piling on too hard. Like, it's not our life. If he's okay with it, we gotta love it. Like, if they have a weird dichotomy that works for them, it works for them. We can't, you know what I mean? So, and then I know guys do it all the time. I think it's just we always make a big deal when it's black women that are like, they're doing it for whatever reason. Like, they made a big deal with Lamar Jackson's mom, saying that he got his mom as an agent. It's like, why is it always the black women that always get the negative pushback but guys do it all the time, and their parents, we don't say anything when we see Jalen Hurts at the game with his dad courtside. We don't ever say, like, he's never with his wife. Why is he always with his dad? Like, we don't ever say that.
Well, I don't think it's always with them. I think it's more so feeling like they were kind of overstepping. That's what I would say. And I don't personally. I mean, I'm just going to give a little pushback, like, because I look at Nico Iamaleava's situation, where his dad is overstepping, trying to act as an agent, whatever the case, whatever he's doing, and clearly he's giving his son bad advice. And maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm taking it out of context, but from the outside looking in, it's what it looks like and what it feels like. I criticize him, you know what I mean? So I don't know. And even like Lamar's, I think people are just kind of cautious when they see, like, how do you explain it? they're just people kind of seeming like they might be in, I guess, roles or things that they might not really have business doing. I'm not saying his mom doesn't, because it seems like she does a really great job with Lamar, but maybe that's what they're thinking. I don't care about who you are or what you look like. If I feel like, it's a parent or whoever, and they're not having the best interest of their kids, they're more worried about the best interest of themselves. I'm going to always say that's a problem. That's just me, though.
Even I was like, okay, like I was like, all right, now, like she's going a little bit when they were in Miami, and I was like, yeah, she might be doing a little. But when she said on the pivot, she was like, no, she's like, what y'all saw was y'all saw me getting out, and we were going to a business meeting, and the girl that you saw, yeah, that's his marketing manager. So that's what y'all saw, but the internet doesn't say that, and I'm like, she's right, like, and I know for a fact business meetings are had at dinners like that. I know that for a fact. And I know that there's sharks out here too as well, that people are out here for blood, for they're leeches, and they're out here to take advantage of these athletes. And that, I hate to say it, but a lot of athletes aren't smart.
No, you're right. Like, you're right.
You see Stephon Diggs and all this type of situation. So I'm not mad at a parent that puts her foot down and say, like, we worked too hard for this. I'm not letting nothing come out to tear this apart.
What did well, let me be careful about this.
Yeah.
No, I'm curious. I mean, I know you're out and about, and you're on. What was Diggs passing out, man? Was that what I thought it was?
I think they're gonna the PR angle from what I've been hearing behind the scenes is they're trying to push it to be a pink lighter in a bag.
A pink lighter, like a lighter.
Yeah, that is going to be y'all heard it here first. That's the PR angle from behind the scenes that they're trying to push out. Yeah, this is an idiot. I mean,
how do you not blatantly see a camera like pointed dead at you?
He was having too much fun. That's why.
Yeah, he was out of his mind, probably.
Man, they have been doing this. Diggs have been womanizing. If you think I'm a womanizer, Diggs is a serial womanizer. So,
well, I mean, that's one thing that's already probably not the best thing. But I'm saying, just visibly, now you're over here supplying the party. You already got Diddy on trial. Like, come on, man.
Everything goes bigger when you're with an artist like that. Like, you know what I mean? So, I mean, they're gonna try to PR it and keep it. That we're there with us, all the women where everyone was together. But no, she didn't know. As soon as she turned her, the truth is, as soon as she turned her head, he was talking to those women. And yeah, and I've heard that every girl on that boat pretty much belonged to Diggs. So yeah.
Jesus Christ, man. I don't even know how that when you said his name, man, I don't know that I'm still trying to figure out. I'm like, bro, how did you know? There was even like a camera guy on the boat. I saw in one video, there literally was like, like a guy getting content. I'm like,
and I've heard some football players say like the football group chat is saying like Mike Vrabel is the worst coach to do this with. Like he
don't play that stuff.
He's the worst coach possible to do. Like he's not going with this at all.
Like, I remember meeting with him. You talk about a hard-nosed coach. That dude, yeah, he don't play that crap.
But yeah, I would challenge anybody. Like if you have a skill, don't you can be in your kid's life and you can be in their life and not be overbearing, but you can protect your child because it only takes everyone's like, hey, you got to let him go out there and bump his head. Sometimes that one bump head is life for some people. Like
you're right. You're right. I think it's just like she can also do that from a distance, though. That's all I would add to it. I just think technically, like it would, so even like the basketball clip. I get what she meant about like them going to dinner. That clip, right? But the basketball one, like he was watching the game was like Juju Watkins or somebody, and then her, and this is probably taken out of context too. But I just remember, she's like right there, then she's kind of looking like side eyeing. I'm like, yo, like let that man breathe a little bit, man. Like.
I mean, too, you got to remember, Miss Jackson. She's been out and like I don't want to say anything negative about the lady because I think she's brilliant. I think she's smart, and I just know in terms of here, I don't think she's literally his agent. I think she's just like his business manager. But she's very qualified. But she's been out in these streets. Like she knows that like people will invite her to parties, like just like invite him. So yeah.
Hold on, man. Wait, hold on. Inviting Lamar's mom?
No. Regina Jackson. Jared Jackson. So that's why you thought that. No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Regina Jackson is Zayden Daniels' mom. Yeah.
Wait, who's inviting her to parties?
Look up her and Antonio Pierce. So they've been
My God, man.
Yeah, she's known a couple of people. Like she got some clout herself. So that's like she said that though in the interview. She said I make my own money. I got my own moves. She was like the wedding. Brandon Ayuk, I think he got married. And she was like, yo, like I got invited to that wedding. Like, am I supposed to not go? I got my own personal invitation. Like,
that's fair. Well, I respect her. She's got her own motion and stuff like that. I respect it.
She definitely has her own motion. And
yeah,
other players want her to be their man because they know how hard she goes in terms of his business. Jaden Daniels' business is top tier. A lot of players want her. A lot of players want her to be their business manager. She says she can't give them their all because she has her son.
She's focused on him. That makes more sense. I mean, I'm glad to hear more context into it. Like I said, T had brought it up, so we started talking about it. I just was going off of what I had kind of gathered from the whole situation. When pretty much what that was, it just felt like from the clips and everything I had seen. I'll just be honest. I was like, man, she's got to give him a little room to breathe at some point. But hearing more details, I'm like, all right. I mean, that makes a little bit more sense. I still think there's a proper balance that should be had because. Sure. You gotta be careful mixing family with
my grandmother's situation. With my grandmother, like things I don't want her to see, I got my own separate card. She doesn't know anything about this, but my big stuff, she sees that. So
yeah, she don't want to see where you swiping that card when you be going on them trips, man.
No, she has that one. No, she sees that. And she sees that. And there's nothing wrong with. We know people like that. We know that are not that. We have standards for our kids and for our people that we date. Like, hey, man, like they're not to the standard that we work for, and that's okay.
Fair.
You see Eli Ricks trying to pull Ivanka Trump. Like, come on, man.
She pulled up. She pulled up at his locker though. So I mean, is he trying to, or did he? I mean, I'm kidding. I know she's married, but that was kind of funny. Bro, see, dude, you got problems, man. You wrong.
What am I saying, Trump? We know what Trump does in terms of relationships. He told us what he does. He can just go and grab any woman. So hey, we don't know what.
This guy. Look, I'm looking at the note. Here she said, "Stop by to say hi. Sorry to miss you. Go Birds, Ivanka." Man, that dude was on cloud 9 after that.
He's in there now. Yep.
Chase, get him off these phone lines.
Come on, KJ.
All right,
KJ, you have a great weekend, man.
All right, KJ.
All right, don't worry. That's you.
Oh man, I am not doing what he asked to do. I am not scouting parents, none of that, man. So sorry, brother. Maybe you can find somebody else to do that since you know all these people. All right, we got to take a timeout. We come back. We keep on rolling. Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. We'll be right back.
The power of Dell AI with Intel Inside.
What's up, QD? Yeah, KJ is wild. But then you agreeing with? Oh, come on, man. Y'all are wild. Let's see.
With Intel Inside can power your wins at Dell.com/win.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check the GPS directions first before driving to the mall.
Turn right at the light. In 1,000 miles, you will reach Montreal.
Not Montreal, the mall.
Recalculating. 6,000 miles to Nepal.
No, the mall.
Checking first is smart.
Recalculating.
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, chef. This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One
What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
When shopping for a new car, you have options. At Mercedes-Benz of Tuscaloosa, they treat their customers like friends and neighbors. Trust them to provide the best advice, pricing, and exceptional customer service. The Mercedes-Benz name is recognized for its quality. You will find an impressive selection of new Mercedes-Benz cars at their dealership. They have over 100 new models in stock, with more than 60 pre-owned vehicles available. Visit them at 3200 Skyland Boulevard East, Tuscaloosa, or check out their inventory online at mercedesoftuscaloosa.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Alabama Army National Guard. Aired by the Alabama Broadcasters Association and this station.
Are you receiving unemployment? Your benefits could be at risk. Here's how you can protect yourself and your benefits. Never respond to mail notifying you of a false claim in your name. Never answer a text message asking you to verify your account. And only respond to official Alabama Department of Labor's social media pages. Report fraud at labor.alabama.gov/fraud. Brought to you by the Alabama Department of Labor, ABA, and the station. The Alabama Department of Labor is an equal opportunity employer program. Auxiliary aids and services available upon request to individuals with disabilities. Dial 711 for TTY accessibility.
365, 24/7. You'll find road and utility crews, tow truck, law enforcement, and first responders working along Alabama's roadway.
We're making improvements and helping our communities stay connected.
We're working hard to make sure you're safe on the road. Now we need your help to make sure we're safe too.
Alabama's move over law requires you to move over a lane when you see flashing lights on the roadside. And if you can't safely move over, please slow down.
Visit drivesafealabama.org. Brought to you by the Alabama Department of Transportation, Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
This is Miller's Edge on Tide 100.9.
And welcome back into this free-for-all Friday edition of Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. Really cool call I just got. Audio Bob up there at the station, I guess, received a really cool gift/gesture from someone that was for me. And basically what it was I guess they delivered one of my autographed college cards, one of those holographic prism cards. And they left a note on there as well. Chase, do you have that note? Do you want to read that?
Yeah, I can definitely try. It says, "Hello, Mr. Miller. My name is Philip Johnson. I am a fan of sports. I bought one of your college cards and have had it in my collection. I wanted to do something from the heart and wanted to return your card to you to enjoy. I do not want anything from this. Please accept this small gift to enjoy with family and friends. You made it to the NFL. It was a dream come true. Thank you so much for taking the time to read this. Keep up the good work and positive work on your youth needs it. Respectfully." And then it was like a signature.
That's awesome. And his name was Philip, right?
Yeah.
Well, Philip, first, man, thank you so much for that gesture. And thanks for being so thoughtful, man. Would love to, I guess, send you something in return. I feel bad you did that, but that's awesome. And I was just telling Bob that I actually don't even have these cards. I have some NFL trading cards from when I was playing. But what happened with these, they were supposed to send me my own stack of the college ones, but they never did. I never got them, at least. They were supposed to send them to my agency. So I don't really have any. I might have maybe one. So that was really cool. So to answer your question, Philip, I actually don't have this yet. And I'm sharing it with the YouTube stream so they can see what it is. I mean, it's a really cool looking card, and I can tell you exactly what that picture's from. That was after I had that first sack against Ole Miss that I was named SEC Defensive Player of the Week. I had a 2.5 sack performance, all in the first half, and then we were blowing them out. I didn't even really play in the second half. I played like 1, maybe 2 series in the third quarter, and that was it. And I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of salty because I was like, man, I probably could go for 5 in this game. But I had 2.5 sacks that game, and that specifically is from I sacked, what's his name, Jordan Ta'amu. And I got up and I immediately did like the shark fin. I basically was taunting them, right? The Ole Miss Rebels, but they had like the shark thing. They switched from the Rebels, like what was it, like the something sharks? I forgot. Anyway, so I was about to, you see my hand going up. I was doing the quick shark thing, but I had to flash it quick. Funny story. I flashed it quick and I kind of improvised because I didn't really plan. I didn't go. Sometimes, you go into these games, you're like, all right, man, what's going to be my sack celebration? Other times it just happens naturally. Well, what happened here was I got a sack and I just was fired up. And I don't know. I don't think we were really talking about it. Because actually, I think Josh Jacobs did it. And I can't remember. It was the same game or maybe another year. Coach Saban caught him and went off on him. So I flashed up real quick. Then I realized I was like, oh, hell, I'm taunting. Let me stop. So I brought it back down. But anyway, that's what that picture is of. It's after that sack in that game, that first one. And maybe I'll pull up the clip, man. It's a great sack. And it was a really, really, really cool moment. But anyway, thank you so much, Philip, for that kind gesture, man. And yeah, man, thank you for supporting the show and supporting me. But that's awesome. I'm excited to go pick it up, man. Add that to my little collection. My mom had actually got me a gift one time with some of my NFL cards. So I'm gonna put that right there with that. So thank you so much. That means a lot to me, really. I really do appreciate that. Chase, I know we got some folks lined up, excuse me, on the phone lines, but we need to hit this next break because we're already, scheduled to do so. Let's go ahead and take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll jump back to the phone lines. We got Tommy, we got Pat. We'll get to you guys. Hear what you got to say on this Free for All Friday. But again, as we go into break, I just want to say thank you so much again to Philip for that trading card of mine that you delivered, man. I love that you collect them. That's really cool. And I love the fact that you're kind enough to gift me with one of mine from college, man. It brings up great memories and says a lot about you. So thank you so much, Philip. I really appreciate that. We got to hit a timeout. When we come back, we'll keep on rolling right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Art Sport Experts. Quick timeout. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Wyatt Fulton from Tide 100.9. Since moving to Tuscaloosa in 2022, I've been embraced by the community.
Ole Miss had to get rid of their Rebel mascot, went to a shark. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And that's what I was doing right here. It was my hand. Let me just pull it up. I can find the clip. Let's see. I'll pull it up real quick. That was land sharks. That's what it was. They're the land sharks. Land sharks. All right, here we go. Wait, matter of fact, well, here's the. Wait, hold on. Let me share this real quick. That it was literally that part. They cut it off, but that was where that picture was from. Where I was doing that. It happened really fast. I told you I had to get rid of it quick. Are we just going to break down my highlights now real quick during this commercial break? That was there it is right there. Oh, wait, let me start. Wait. Yeah, that was that. Matter of fact, that was that pictures right there. Dang, I can't get a good pause on that. There we go. That's when we hit it. That was when we hit it. Like I said, it was quick though. It went quick. We couldn't. I wasn't mad to get another penalty, man. I learned my lesson after Louisville. And that's why I had 2.5 right there. Matter of fact, Anthony Merck wanted to come in there and take a half, which is crazy. Normally they don't. Now we always pass rushers have a joke, man, about dudes that try to steal sacks. I ain't gonna lie to you. I used to do it all the time, though. I just try to throw the numbers in there. But anyway, they gave me a half on this, even though he literally was on the. They never give half for that. Normally they wouldn't give somebody a half on that. They gave Anthony a half on it. Should have been 3, but I love Amp. You know what? It's all good.
9.
Oh man. And welcome back into the Free for All Friday edition of the Miller's Edge Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Arch Support Experts. That just led us down the whole pathway. We were over here watching some of my, I guess, highlights because I was trying to show the clip. Well, I'm not trying. I did. I showed the clip of that play, and just funny, man. Sack stealing. That's what we call that right there. Anthony Jennings, flag on the play, sack stealing, took a half. No, it's a joke. It's a joke with us pass rushers, man. We always, I'm not gonna lie. I used to try to jump on everything. I always wanted to get me a little bit of credit on the sack, but Bugs used to be guilty of that too, boy. Isaiah Bugs, he definitely be jumping in on everything. It's funny though. You got if you know, you know. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. 205-342-9904. Next up, we got Tommy. Tommy, welcome in.
Hey, Tristan, how are you today?
I'm good, Tommy. How are you?
All right, can't complain.
Good, man.
Yeah, this is a big weekend for recruiting, and about another hour and a half, another big day for Alabama baseball. Very good weekend look like ahead for Alabama.
Yeah, no, it definitely looks to be it, man. How do you feel about this game against Miami?
I think we got a chance to win if our bullpen can hold up. That will have cost us in the last few games, the end of the season. I'm looking forward to seeing who all coming to Alabama, for a guy who can't coach and recruit in the South. Like he got a lot of 4- and 5-star wants to visit Alabama a lot of weekends in June this year. So, hey, I'm excited about Alabama football. I'm really.
Tommy, Tommy, why you don't do that now, Tommy? Hold on, don't do that, Tommy. Listen.
Do what?
People did say that about Kalen DeBoer, but you gotta remember, right? It takes an army, right? So we are recruiting well, but and I'm not trying to take credit from Coach DeBoer, but I do want to say this though. When you have people like, two things can be true. And I was not one of the people that didn't think he could not recruit. I was one of the people that said he was going to need to get the right people. And I think that's what we've seen. He did. And he's even said that. The best thing he did was go out and get the right people. And also, you can't forget, he retained the right people. I'll be honest with you. He wouldn't be able to do it by himself. But I get what you're saying. But I always throw that out there because I do see some people, not you, but they think that he's always him doing everything. I'm like, no, he definitely does a lot. He's head coach, obviously. But you got to think of the Courtney Morgans. You got to think of the Ashley Kimballs. You got to think of the Kerrigans. You got to think of the Bobs that are up there that they handle all that recruiting, and they're the ones doing, the round-the-clock work. But anyway, you're right. We are doing great in recruiting, and I'm looking over here. Allegedly, we've got 3 5-stars that are trending right now. Wide receiver, Cedarian Morgan, linebacker Xavier Griffin, and a running back Xavier Crowell. So they're doing a good job.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to get the right people in. I mean, it takes time, and people don't want to give nobody, like coaching staff at Alabama, time. You know, they got to look for fault. That's what I was talking about, the media. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, guy from the Northwest, the Pacific, he's not going to cut it him. No, I'm glad he got Ryan Grubb. Maybe it was best to give him a second time around that he learned what the SEC about and all this. The first year is really the first 2 years is a growing time. You get your staff and your players who you want to play for you to fix your offensive mind scheme and your defensive mind. It's real simple. I mean, well, it's not real simple, but you know, you just, yeah. So it just, I mean, I'm glad he's doing well. I'm glad Coach doing well. Everybody want to take a shot at all our coaches at Alabama. Like, we don't spend $100 million to get this person, that person, but we do pretty good with what we got and how we do it. We got the name recognition, and he's going to build on that, and it's going to help him, and he's going to help the university. It's an all win-win in my book.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I think both those coaches are building something really nice. Obviously, Coach Oates has been here some time now. We've seen the success that he's had, and I don't see any sign of it slowing down, especially with LeBaron Philon coming back. A lot of people excited about that. The money that's being rumored to have been, I guess, agreed to pay him now. I'm not gonna lie, and it's kind of crazy the number I'm seeing, but I guess it takes some money to win, right? But no, I think Kalen DeBoer's on the right track too. But we'll know more this upcoming season. I think this year and obviously next year too will be big for him in this football program. But when you're talking about checking boxes, I mean, you're right. I mean, recruiting that has not taken a hit. We're very much in it. And to me, I think the most impressive thing is I know that we're not throwing out money left and right in the same capacity that these other schools do. So to me, that's a really good sign, because that's a good sign of good culture and a sign that people actually, respect the coaching. They respect what they see at the locker room. They respect all that good stuff. And I would rather be doing it the right way like that and maybe miss on a couple guys than get into a system where we're just out here paying people left and right. And you're getting guys here for the wrong reasons. And, yes, it can pay off. We've seen teams that obviously they invest in their team. You got to do a little bit of that. But you look at Florida State, it also can not work out so well. So something to think about.
Yeah, it's always something to think about. But it's just like, I wish people would go and watch the other sports at the university, like softball and women's basketball, and listen to the young ladies speak about how NIL helped them. You listen to football and basketball, these guys making millions and $1 million. Well, maybe they are. But these young ladies who played these other sports and other men on the sport talking about how much NIL helped them, that when they leave the University of Alabama, they are debt-free of a college education. They don't have to pay a college loan back. They have a little money. They can give them a job. They can get them a house or a garden home or some kind. They're ready to do the next 15 years. The university prepare them. I know somebody took a shot at me because I was talking about softball. Well, we spend money for this. We spend for money for that. I went, yeah, a lot of people hold Murph too about certain things. But you know what? When Murph got the head coaching job, we took him off the first base coaching and made him pay. Alabama have got the brain out of their butts for their coaches. Man won 1,300-something games, won one World Series. Everybody loves he just won one. Yeah, but y'all haven't won any, so shut up, I tell them. All this. We have got our brain for our money, and they want these men and women. Same thing with Sam Powell, which is a gymnastics coach. She came from Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, a small school. Somebody heard of this woman being a gymnastics coach. She led us to 6 national championships and many top 5 finishes, or even top 3. So, all these coaches we have hired, we have got our money's worth and more, and they have tenfold helped the university in revenue and image. That's all I'm about got to say. So
Yeah, no, I mean, you're right. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Have a great weekend. I'll let somebody, Pat and Diana, talk about recruiting, so I will take time away from him. I will hear what he had to say. So have a great weekend.
If I was a betting, thank you, Tom. You have a great one too, man. If I was a betting man, it's definitely about recruiting. Definitely about recruiting, no doubt. We'll see. We'll see it. I swear, Tommy, if it's one more thing about this, what's this guy's name? Jet Metal or whatever. Oh my, I'm just playing. We'll see in a second though. Tommy, you have a great one, man.
Y'all take care. See you later, man.
Yes, sir. Roll Tide. All right, we got to hit a timeout. We come back. We got our buddy Pat coming up next. Probably going to be some recruiting talk. We'll dive into it right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230, WTBC. Yeah, T, I had to bring that up. I'll put that back on there. Yeah, I didn't mean to, I love Tommy. I didn't mean to seem like I was coming at him like that. I hope it didn't come off of that. I promise I wasn't. I always just, because I think people have to understand, like, I think what it is when I see people, like, when it's on, like, it's, they said Coach DeBoer wouldn't. And again, I love Coach DeBoer. I mean, anytime I'm up there, I mean, we chop it up, man. He's super nice, man. Great dude. But I also just know the reality of it. And it's not just him. But if it was only the guy from Florida State, Mike Norwood, like, it's not these head coaches that, like, these coaches don't really. I'm just going to be straight up with you, man. There's only a few head coaches in college football that really have that type of influence where they could really, recruit. You know what I'm saying? Coach Saban was one of them. Why was he able to do that? One, because he necessarily was relating with these guys. No, it's because his success spoke for itself. He had respect, but he earned that. You see what I'm saying? No disrespect to Coach DeBoer. I mean, like, he's played in the national championship game, and he's a great dude, and players and families get around, they like him. But without the people really doing, like, that groundwork, just like Tia said, I mean, recruiting would look a little bit different. That's just a fact. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. I'm not trying to – it's not like I'm downplaying Coach DeBoer, anything like that. Oh, thanks, Chase. Yep, last break. Thank you. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I'm gonna call a spade a spade. If you didn't have Chapman, Denzel Duvall, those guys, Young, you know what I mean? Guys that look like most of these guys. I know people are like that, like my dad was saying, there's truth in that. And I'll be honest, that's one of the biggest things. And I know that, number one, from firsthand experience being a recruit. But two, even like when I'm up there all the time, who do you think is walking around with all these guys? Especially, again, these young African-American guys that, you know what I'm saying, they can relate to guys like Denzel. They've been in those shoes. You know what I mean? Like, that's who they gravitate to. It's just a fact, you know? Now you educate them. They overlook the support staff. Yeah, that's all it was. See, I was just trying to you guys know me. I just always try to just give people facts. And that support staff, I mean, they're the one, it's the coach's job to, I'm saying coaches, plural, right? Like, all the coaches, it's their job, you know what I mean? To, develop relationships, the ball side of things, and even, try to really get to know these guys. But really, in terms of the dirty work and all that, staying in constant communication, keeping up with the families, making it, that's the support staff, man. Really. And that really is what kind of most times can really be the determining factor of where a kid ends up choosing to go to school. You know what I mean? Like, obviously the football side of things is big, and the money, I mean, can't forget about that. But yeah, nah, man, I'm telling you, without Chap, Denzel, Ashley Kerrigan, even like the Bobs, like people like that, man, nice. You can't do what they're doing. Courtney Morgan, same deal. Like, let's see. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, I agree. Like, and I love Courtney. Like, solid dude, man. Cool as hell.
For an evaluation.
And he's a big part of that. but I just like you're saying, like it's a team effort. All those people.
961.
Like
Tide 100.
Like what Ashley's able to do with the parents, especially the mothers. You know what I'm saying? Like making them feel comfortable. Like, Ashley's like that team. That's why, like, Tia understands. Like all that, those dynamics. Like if you remove that stuff, like I'm telling you, Coach DeBoer, I'm just gonna be honest with you, if he didn't retain those people and really flush the place,
It's 76 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
This is Miller's Edge on Tide 100.9.
Tia, man. And welcome back into the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's art sport experts. What's up, Brock? I see you in the chat. Tia's in here. We had Mike, Dr. Crystal, and shout out to everybody tuning in. All right, we're about to go back to the phone lines real quick before we do that. Got to remind you about our friends over at R&R Cigars. Remember, if you guys are looking for a place to go hang out, you got the baseball game, you want to go watch it somewhere, go ahead on over to R&R Cigars, 2703 Gary Fitz Street here in Tuscaloosa. Best deals around on those cigars, best humidor in the Southeast. They got over 160 bourbons to pair up with those cigars on their website. 20% off any 20 cigars or more. Build your perfect selection. $100 or more, you get free shipping. They've got exclusives. They got all type of things that you can think of. I mean, Reagan even travels and makes custom cigars, man. I'm telling you, this is the place to be. Not to mention the atmosphere, the mansion, the wraparound porch. They really have got it going. It's truly unique and a one-of-a-kind place. So if you're a cigar fan, if you're a fan of sports, just looking for a place to hang out, fellowship, have a good time, check out R&R Cigars again, 2703 Gary Fitz Street here in Tuscaloosa, or go to their website. You can do all these purchases and get all these great deals, 20% off of any 20 cigars, bundle and mix and match. 205-722-2741 is the number. rnrcigars.com is the website. Again, that's R&R Cigars, the official cigar provider of Alabama football since 2014. Back to the phone lines we go. We got Pat up next. Pat, welcome in.
Not talking recruitment.
Whoa, man, I lost my money. No.
And I tell you what, I do want to talk about is when we're going to have 16, well, probably 32 family members and or coaches coming in this weekend. We have one chance in Tuscaloosa to make a first impression. I went down 15th Street for Coach and went to the different restaurants. So I walked in one restaurant on 15th Street, and I went inside the door. There was a 30-inch square box or so. It was so black with crap, bugs, you name it, whatever else, just crud all over this thing. I'm guessing it was an air filtration deal or something of that nature is what it looked like. And I called the health department on the butt. Did you realize the city of Tuscaloosa does not have a health inspector? That one health inspector for all of Tuscaloosa County, including the city of Tuscaloosa, has to handle every restaurant? There's no way they can see them all in 1 year.
So what you're telling me is I need to find a way, and I don't think this is even possible.
What you need to do is
I need to start a health inspection company.
Yeah, you need to make peace with Jesus before you go out to eat. What you need to do.
Come on, don't tell me that. I already prefer to eat at home.
I say a prayer when I go out to eat. You know, where them people's hands have been or what they've been doing. And better yet, the companies now, because with the Donald having cut back so much on federal health inspection and things that and trying to cut back. There's some things you can't cut back on. Our food is one that you cannot. Food and water are the two things that every right person in the United States has a God-given right to have the clean and best it is. And
true.
But anyway, that what I called about though is playoffs. It looks like it's going to change to 16 this coming year. Do you kind of go along with that?
I'll be honest. I mean, 12, 14, 16. I mean, I think now that we've expanded, I think that's fine. My biggest thing, Pat, that I'm number one glad they already did was go from the conference champions getting those automatic buys, and now it's just the top 4 teams. I think that makes the most sense. And I hope, and I hope they move forward to really the whole argument with the automatic qualifiers. To me, I get it. I respect the SEC and the Big Ten, but I would rather just have the top teams just get in there. They just take away all the to me, they don't need to be automatics. Just the top teams should be in there, man. The SEC and the Big Ten are going to have plenty of teams in there because they are going to be the top teams.
They are going to be the top teams, and I'm for taking the AP and going. I think Lane made this deal. Is taking the top 16 teams and then take all them people like that guy from Michigan that was involved in the thing or whatever, taking all these people out of the equation where that you got the top and you just take the AP and take the top 16 teams out of the AP and play them.
Yeah.
And if you can't make the top 16, I'm talking about us. If we can't make the top 16 teams in the country, then we don't deserve to be there in the first place.
Well, yeah, I'm with you on that 100%. But well, yeah. So if you're saying just taking the AP, you're saying get rid of the
get rid of the committee.
You're saying forget the committee and just have the AP. Yeah, I mean, fair,
that costs a lot of money. That's not necessary.
I guess if you're really just using the top teams, you don't. I mean, well, either way, yeah. I guess it just depends on who's making that top list, but.
Exactly. Well, I mean, what I say, you got the AP from all over the country.
So basically, you're putting the power in the hands of, because the AP consists of like all the writers and people of that nature.
Yeah. Ryan Fowler's an AP voter.
But that's what
you can't get on the deal.
Well,
you got a 2-hour show.
True, but the only thing I would say is, I just would want to make sure, like, let's just call a spade, man. If Ryan Fowler's voting on that, we know he's going to be highly favoring Bama. I want whoever's making the decisions to have the least amount of bias and just actually know ball. You know what I mean? Like, that would. I'm not saying that people that vote on the AP don't know ball, but I would love if it was like, coaches, former coaches, whatever, like, and they just decide whatever, or even like some writers too. But you get what I'm saying. I just want the best committee or whatever that needs to be, the best criteria, and just get the best 16 teams and let them play. I mean, to me, I think we overcomplicate so many things.
Yeah, I don't know how we get to that. They were finding 16. Only unbiased person I knew was Condoleezza Rice. But I like me some Condoleezza Rice, and but you understand, you know what I'm saying? I got you laughing.
Yeah,
but you got to find people that understand football, and she was a female that understood football, and covered all of the bases, as they say.
Yeah, I mean, hell, John Gruden's not doing anything. We were playing around while watching some of his stuff come out. The NAO stuff, hell, get him on the committee. He knows some football. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nick Saban, obviously, you would assume he might be biased, but his character is high enough where he's not going to be biased. You know what I mean? Get people of that nature. Urban Meyer, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, form a committee.
But you don't need people that are getting paid by universities like that guy from Michigan.
True, but the problem is technically Coach Saban's still on payroll with the university, so we might have to make a couple of little I don't know, exceptions there.
Well, yeah, I mean, he should coach should definitely be the czar of college football. There's no doubt about that. But
he don't want to though, Pat. But he don't want to. He's because of him. They just paused the whole official committee. Remember, Trump's committee is already paused because he went out and interview after interview, press conference after press conference, saying, "I don't know what this thing about."
You have any clue what he's being paid from ESPN? It's more than he was getting paid as a coach. I guarantee you that. And
I don't know.
All of their numbers and stuff have gone way up and became more relevant since Coach Saban is now at ESPN. There's no doubt about that. Their viewership, everything has gone up on game day.
Yeah,
and all because of Coach Saban. That's just true.
Well, that's what happens when you have credibility added to your cast like that, and people want to hear them speak. That's why I think sometimes people get mad when a lot of these former athletes are getting opportunities. But I think what they got to remember is people want to hear the opinion of those people that were in those situations. There's nothing wrong with writers. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I like listening to Charles Barkley talk about basketball more than they do the rest of them.
Yeah, 100%.
And he's an Auburn guy, but I like Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
He wants to run for governor, I'll vote for him. You know, I mean,
he's a funny dude, but he keeps it real, so I respect him. I know he's an Auburn guy, but Charles Barkley's he's a solid dude, man.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just like with Condoleezza. You appreciate people that are solid like that.
Absolutely.
All right. Anyway, like I said, I just want to talk about something besides.
No, you're good, man. I was giving you a hard time. You know I'm messing with you.
But we do have 2 jets coming into Tuscaloosa. There's no doubt about that. Air Force is going to start to happen. I just hope that Washington commits. I will commit within the next couple of months.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, hopefully, you'll call in Monday and we'll have some news after this big recruiting weekend.
Yep. Hey, have a blessed day, sir. Thank you.
You too,
Thank
Pat.
you, Daddy.
Thank you, man.
Later.
Will do. Thank you, Pat. Good deal. All right. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough time to squeeze Ellis in here. So, Ellis, I see you on the line. Shout out to you, man. Hate that I missed you, but stay on the line because Wyatt show's coming up next, and he'd love to field your calls. So, we'll talk next week if you've got some time. But we're coming to a close. That being said, I got to get out of here. Appreciate everybody tuning in, all the people on the YouTube stream. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for all your support there. Obviously on the radio, Tide Side, Chase behind the glass. Thank you guys for everything. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys Monday right here on the Miller's Edge, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, presented by the Good Feet Store, America's Art Sport Experts. See you Monday.